So hey, what is up? All right. So you guys, this is a requested video, and you have to understand. And this individual actually reminded me that I said I was going to do this video, and I hadn't gotten to it yet. But you have to understand, y'all, like, you have to remind me. Like, if I say I'm going to do a video, if I actually respond to you and say, okay, I'm going to do this video or that video, and I don't do it, I promise you it's because I didn't get around to doing it. And if you remind me, I'll be like, okay, gotcha. And this video is no different. The situation is no different. So I was reminded that I said I would do this video, and this video is about the Aquarius man, the Aquarius male, the Aquarius masculine with the Scorpio woman, the Scorpio female, the Scorpio feminine. That's what this video is about. Okay? And how these two relate, some experiences that they have with each other, connecting and all that. And this is what I have to say, because it's like telling a story almost. And sometimes telling that story happens in more than one part. But first, I'm going to say this. See, when we deal with Scorpio all together, just period, I want you to understand that Scorpio is very strategic. Even if, and I'm going to explain it, because see, Scorpio is also ruled by Mars. And you know, even if initially Scorpio seemed all in, or they seemed like they were so sure, okay, they're different from Aries. Aries will jump all the way in and then swear up and down, hey, they ain't make them, like, hey, okay, yeah, I didn't make a mistake or nothing. This just was experience, and boom, like, okay, I'm ready to go to the next experience. Scorpio is more like, dang, my emotions is sending me here. I'm going to jump in, but then Scorpio looks around and Scorpio's like, okay, I got to get out of here. Like, I have to develop a plan. Like, what's going on? I have to develop a plan. And the plan may be to use you. And listen, I'm not worried about who's watching and they getting mad about the words that I'm using or none of that. I'm not. Because what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to keep saying, oh, well, that's some Scorpios, this is the bad ones. No. We're talking about the energy and what the energy brings to the table. We're just talking about the energy. The people that's embodying that energy heavy is what it is, just is what it is. And what Scorpios will do, they'll be like, okay, so how can I use this situation to work for me in the process? And it's kind of like what they do is kind of like string you along. If you are not in the long-term plan or the plan that they've created, even if they created the plan around you, centered around you and what you represented to them or what they felt like you represented to them at the time, they will keep the plan, okay? And then they will see, okay, can this person fit in this plan? Could I fit them in this plan? And then when they start to feel like you cannot, unbeknownst to you, they will either switch the players, they will keep the plan, and they will switch the players within the plan. Or string you along. Like you can stay there if there's some kind of way they can benefit off of you still. Now, I'm not saying people describe this possibly as evil or, selfish and all that, but I'm not saying, we're not talking about morality right now. We're talking about instinct and survival, according to them. Now, I'm saying this because this is where Scorpio and Aquarius starts eyeing each other. Because, they want to look at each other. Scorpio wants to look at Aquarius like, like this is this enemy. Like this person can be my enemy. And Aquarius, you better believe that Scorpio is side-eyeing you the whole time. Like sending you the tests. They're not really necessarily trusting what you say wholeheartedly. But where they connect and where they meet each other is because Aquarius, and I keep telling people this, whether you want to believe me or not, I tell people this all the time. And I will say this, and this is the point that I'm saying it at. People think Scorpio is scary, but let me tell you something. Aquarius will be the one that you have to watch out for. And I'm about to I'm about to tell the story. I'm about to tell it the way it is. Aquarius, where they connect is Aquarius is also very strategic and develops plans. And they will develop a plan for you and them as well. For them and you. And the difference is that Aquarius, when they feel like, okay, this ain't working, they will scrap the whole plan. And they will start, I'm not saying they'll scrap the whole plan of their life, but they'll scrap the version of the plan. And some of them will scrap their plan, the plan that they created for that. Like, even if it's involving them. And when they come across the next person or the new person, they will have to formalize a whole new plan according or based on what that person's positioning in. Well, what do you want? You know what I mean? Because I can give you what you want, but you become and another thing, Scorpios may string you along. Yes, Aquarius is going to be looking at the long term, but at the same time, you going to be in the long term. Whoever else comes into play is going to be in the long term. Aquarius is more broader, even when they're dealing with people sometimes. Like, their whole thing is associations and okay, whatever. And it gives off this non-committal vibe. When really, no, they're committed to you and whoever else they need to be committed to. Like, don't get me wrong. But Scorpio is kind of like, okay, well, I'm focused on this individual. I see all these other people, but this is the one that I'm going to pick. So let's say that they come in together and they pick each other. This could be nice because Scorpio is like, man, well, okay, so you know what? Because what happens is Scorpio can sense things all day, but at the same time, they'll be like, sometimes they're even leery. They could be on point and they'll be leery about what it is that they sense, especially if they're just like, nope, I refuse to see what's going on unless it comes front and center to me because my plan that's in place and what I'm using this person for or needing this person for in the moment is more to me, more valuable to me than some truth. And they will count on the fact that Scorpios like the intellect behind an Aquarius. They like the intellectual signs, period. They like Libra, they like Gemini, and they like Aquarius. The part about the Libras that they like is the Libra is like partnership oriented. It was like, okay, I'm going to include you in what I'm doing, and they're not too hung up on emotions. They like about Gemini is because Gemini is just raw and real a lot of times. Like, it's like, even if people feel like Gemini switch up, well, what's real for a Gemini now may not be real for them 2 months or 3 months or 3 years down the line. You get what I'm saying? But they feel like, okay, well, that's the part. They like the Gemini's intellect and how Geminis are. But at the same time, the inconsistency for them and the fact that they cannot figure a Gemini out is what gets them. And a Gemini's behavior is what gets them. So Aquarius is the next best thing because Aquarius, even though Aquarius is sometimes changes its mind, or it could be inconsistent in behavior, like in a moment of a behavior. Like an Aquarius will sit there and tell you like, okay, yeah, I'm about to leave here, go to the store, and then, I'm going to go pick such and such up, and I'm going to come home. But they may actually leave here, be like, oh, I'm about to go pick such and such up because I feel like it makes sense. And then I'm going to go to the store. And I might do like a quick stop by, McDonald's or something, and then, I'll come home. And then you're like, okay, really? Okay. But they're pretty much steadfast. Like if they make a plan with you, like if you're incorporated in that plan, they're going to come back and make sure like they take care of what they're supposed to take care of. And that is what Scorpio uses, or how Scorpio finds Aquarius is useful. And that's the part that they like about Aquarius, because they're not really Scorpio, like a lot of times people feel like Scorpio is trying to control them. Scorpio is trying to control their plan. And if you fit in their plan, they're trying to control that. And therefore, it looks like they're controlling you. But no, you can be who you want to be within that plan. Or within that, you get what I'm saying? Because you have other signs. I feel like Scorpios is more strategic. You have other signs that are like, I'm gonna pick this person and, I'm just gonna allow them to be them. Scorpios is kind of like, no, I'm gonna either I have a whole overall plan, or when I meet this person, I'm going to, if it's useful, if it makes sense, I'm going to be part of their plan. I'm going to create a plan around them, and therefore that person fits into, or they look for the person that fits into that plan. That's the difference, if that makes any sense. So here we have two individuals that are fascinated by each other. It's something about Scorpio energy too, that Aquarius, because like Aquarius, since Aquarius is so daggone, they can display emotions too. People act like they cannot, though they can in words and things of that nature. And sometimes they can even be vulnerable and cry. So it's not about that. I feel like people feel like Aquarius is insensitive when it comes to them. Scorpio, even though they can get their feelings hurt, if they learn that, hey, this is just this person, this is this individual, I have to harden myself. I have to protect, like, they'll know. They're very systematic. They'll know, like, okay, well, what I'm about to tune this person out. As long as they keep providing the stability, cool. As long as they keep being available for what I need them for, cool. It's whatever. But the problem comes in, another part. So Scorpios has this way about themselves that can become very powerful, and it can become very orchestrate. Like they have this power because they've created this plan, and they're like, if you fit in my plan, do you fit in my plan? Because this is what I have to offer you, and do you have to offer me? And then the way that they work is very, very like, I'm about to take care of all those simultaneously. You're taking care of me and my needs, but I'm going to finesse you. Like, I'm going to make you believe that it's the other way around. It's they play psychological mind tricks on a person. Period. I don't care, even if they're subconsciously doing it. This is not up for discussion. This is just the video I'm covering, and I'm covering how I want to cover it, because I ain't bringing the same stuff. Okay. So they can provide within that structure. Like it's like, and they can tell you ways to do that. But at the same time, I'm just telling you that it's very strategic. It's a psychological mind trick. I'm not calling it wrong, because it's like, why would you want to be with somebody that ain't benefiting you when you ain't getting nothing out of it? Anyways, they have the ability to, be there and be stable there, and be committed, even though you have somebody like Aquarius that kind of dances around and stuff like that. A Scorpio is like, okay, I'm Scorpio. I'm like, this is how I am. This is what you get, And Aquarius like that. Men in general like that. Until the caveat is when this is the part. The caveat is when a Scorpio feels like you betrayed them, or you are moving on them, you moving the plan, like you're not doing some things, they side-eyeing you, then you going to feel the wrath. They're going to get crazy, and they're going to come up out of pocket, and you may see them do things that you are going to be like, dang, why is this person trying to make my life a living nightmare? But let me tell you who could do that even better than a Scorpio is an Aquarius. See, Scorpios ain't ready for that, because they think that they feel like they're the masterminds in the situation. But they didn't know that Aquarius devised a plan too. A whole plan, including you, but including themselves separate than that. And a whole plan years into the future that can switch up and change as things change and time change. Scorpio's plan is Scorpio's plan. It's like they forget, like, okay, things may change. Things change, they get crazy, because it's like, okay, I'm losing control of the plan. So Aquarius is over here like, dude, okay, okay, I'm trying to reason with your crazy self. And Scorpio's like, no, but you the lunatic, because look at you. Look at how you act, and you think that you about, because when Aquarius, listen, Aquarius are going to disappear. And if they feel like you being too controlling, or you're trying to interfere, and even if not that, like if they just feel like disappearing one day, they'll disappear. I'm not saying that they do this all the time. And when I say disappear, I mean like going out living their life. You're going to have to be somebody, as an Aquarius partner, you're going to communicate with them and be like, listen, this is the thing. I'm trying to be this. You want to say you're in a relationship, but at the same time, what does that look like to you? Because to me, this is what it looks like. And you have to tell them, and you're going to be like, if you go outside of that, okay, where do we go from there? The best bet is to be a friend to an Aquarius. Like, your relationship is they're going to approach it like you a friend and you they homegirl or they homeboy, and y'all are kicking it. The males, for sure, because we're talking about male Aquarius here. And this is gonna have to be a part 2. I might continue this on tomorrow because it's Aquarius' birthday, and you know the guy that I'm doing this for is his daggone birthday month, and I'm gonna expand this because you can't just put this type of storyline inside of one video like that. But you know the thing about it is, okay, when they cool until they start looking at each other as the enemy. But you gotta be careful, Scorpio. See, Scorpio, the thing about a Scorpio though, I feel like a Scorpio thinks deep enough into the plan. Like, they think deep enough into it to where Aquarius may not be paying attention, and they might clip them. You know what I'm saying? Like, these two could be the arch nemesis because they kind of like, okay, yeah, because really what people fail to understand is that since Scorpio is dealing with the psychological aspect of a person too, they know how to play psychological games. They know how to read a person up and down. They have studied you. They have watched you. Every last Scorpio that watches my channel and they contact me, they tell me every single time, hey, I've been watching you for a while. Yeah. I was watching you back when you did that one video. Remember video when the walls was green and you had such and such type of braids and you had your freckles won't showing up as much. They will know in detail. And I'd be like, see, we dealing with somebody that could have devised a plan already before stepping to me. You better know about it. And see, in Aquariuses, they are going to be like, they're not going to go deep into the plan. They're going to just go, broad, like, okay, well, this is the plan and it's expansive. Like, as I grow, as we grow, this is what the plan looks like. This is where they bump heads because, Aquarius is kind of like, listen, I'm loyal to you. You get what I'm saying? That's all you need to worry about. Don't worry about who else I'm loyal to because it ain't your problem. As long as I show up and I deliver for you, which is I do every single time, then there ain't no discussion about what? Because when you think that you about to tell me what I'm going to do, that's where you mess up because I'm going to do the opposite of what you told me to do. News flash, Scorpios, ladies, whoever's watching this, do not tell an Aquarius what to do. They will tell you, hey, just tell me what to do. Don't just tell them what to do. If you're going to tell them what to do, make sure it looks like it's their idea to do it in the first place. Like, man, I can see how you may feel like she was wrong for doing that. But you know what though? You know what? I feel like you might need to just, let her know that you're not going to do that, or just don't do it, cause you're right. It doesn't make any sense. You got to put the idea in their head. You see what I'm saying? You have to put the idea in their head, but let them feel like they're delivering it. They're delegating it. And you can talk to them. Don't try to manipulate them into anything because they're going to take it as they can't trust you. They're going to take it as you're trying to tell them what to do. Even if what you're saying is actually true. Like, even if they have the ability to see if somebody's saying something that's true. That's not the point. Their rebellious nature is the point that I'm trying to make. It's not something that they're necessarily doing on purpose, and they will absolutely annoy you if you do not understand this. I understand because I just happen to be a Gemini and I just happen to understand. I do not like people telling me what to do. And yes, when I'm interacting with Aquariuses, which is I do a lot, like recently especially, we don't tell each other. We might say, hey, yeah, this needs to get done. This might need to get done. And Aquarius, it will even accomplish it for me a lot of times because I'll be like, dang, I know I'm supposed to get it done, but but on the flip side of things, I'm going to share with them what I did. And I'm going, you know what I'm saying? It's like we help each other out. We interact with each other. It's not a like, control thing because I'm going to be rebellious naturally. Air signs are rebellious. Like you can't You can the most that you can go with an air sign with telling them what to do is possibly a Libra, and you still, when a Libra decides that they're not listening to you, there ain't. I'm just telling you, I'm just dropping this in there. So, but the thing about these two is that the Scorpio woman, I'm gonna do another video to get more deeper into their interactions, but I have to give a storyline. The Scorpio woman is looking for someone who are themselves, who is real about it, and just like is not really moving all over the place, because they look for longevity. They look of how they can build something. Period. It's like, why do I got to keep going switching people up? I don't want to do that. Like, their energy does not do that. They can. This is where they become very powerful. But it's more, their expansion happens, but it's happening still within their plan. The smart ones begin to open their plan up to others, for others to access. They get more resources, they get more money and all that. But when it comes to an Aquarius, I feel like the Scorpio woman is looking for somebody they can go deep with. Aquarius has that stability of like that fixated nature though. And they are very smart. Scorpios like their ideas because Scorpios feels like, okay, well, we can benefit off of your ideas. They like their intellect. Scorpio women love Aquarius men's intellect, and the Aquarius male do have the ability to kind of take charge. When they see fit, they're just like, okay, well, whatever. Nope, it ain't not gonna be flexible. It's gonna be like this because I feel like this is the best route to go, and it's beneficial for this and this reason and that reason. Scorpio women love that because she don't have to think about doing all that stuff. She can do what she needs to do, and like, okay, well, Aquarius, he's going to think for me. Like, he's going to think about the situation and what needs to take place, and I can run this by him, and he's going to give some type of good insight. He's going to have in that ability. I've come across Aquarius men before, and they do have this, even though, especially once they get to a certain age or they mature or their mindset, they're done experiencing some certain things, they can have this, whatever it is, that the overall plan, like the overall picture, that's they can have that stability there, and that could be what's intriguing. But at the same time, when they feel like roaming, that's where the conflict comes into question. And Scorpios, even though they can be emotional, a lot of times they do like other individuals that's not that emotional. Because they can help Scorpios rationalize their emotions and turn it into action. Scorpios like that and can appreciate that out of the other water signs. That's why out of the other water signs, I prefer to deal with Scorpios, even though they be having this stuff, like all this other stuff. Then I be like, stop, please. I'm sure that you guys can understand and relate. That's what I'm saying. But I like them as far as the way that a lot of them are definitely intelligent. Where you have to understand, and this is where another thing that Aquarius finds attractive about a Scorpio, because Scorpios can be very intelligent, especially on subject. Their intelligence though is more on subject matters that they want to know about, that they go deep in and they know a lot about it. I'ma tell ya, when you start talking about something they don't know about, it's not that they can't learn off of you, and it's not that they won't listen, but they don't spread themselves thin. But they're going to be some sort of, trust me, I know plenty of Scorpios. I know Scorpio astrologers. I know ones that's into health, like natural health and herbs and whatever. They're very intuitive. They can read a person down, and okay, they are experts in the areas that they occupy, period. And this is the attraction between Aquarius and Scorpio. It is not emotional. It's very much functional, and it's very much progressive. But it's just like I said, it's the plan in between them. Is the plan working for everybody involved? Or what purpose is it for? Is what you have to ask yourself. When you two get together, what purpose is your relationship for? Because if you don't have that, you some kind of way turn into mistrust. Like, okay, well, this person I can't trust. Especially the Scorpio woman will do that to the Aquarius man. I can't trust you. And Aquarius man's like, how? No, you don't assume anything. You come and you ask me. You come and you let me know what the problem is, and I'll tell you. And Scorpio is like, nah, that's not how I move, because you can tell me anything. You know what I'm saying? All right, I will be back. This is the first video of the series that I'm doing. It's not really a series I'm doing. I already started doing this or like the interactions between each sign. But if you guys have a request, let me know and I will do the video, and I'll be back.